The second the idea is that we have a big board, and this big board is actually a black hole, and in this black hole you can put your sounds. You can put your sounds in this, and then you can manipulate your sounds. And by manipulating your sounds, you manipulate actually the entire composition. So as soon as you put your sound in and your sound starts playing at that moment, you could say that your composition has started. And then you can mute it as well, but you can turn it on as well again. So it's like actually like a box where you put in things and you can take the things out and you can make them different colors, your things, and so on and so on and so on. Really big possibilities. Then the third one was it's like a sequencer, a continuous sequencer. You can think of the thing we thought of during the pressure cooker, only then it would turn continuously. So it would have a continuous loop, and you can constantly change sounds you did like, you didn't like, and then by that really dynamically, continually changing your own composition. And then the fourth one was that you're in a space, and in this space you could be a sound yourself, or sounds could be directed to places, and then the distance between you, somebody else, and the amount of groups inside that space, like the entire space and the way it was arranged inside that space, could then be of influence of the entire composition which you would hear. We then made an ID selection with the help. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. Then by doing this, we sort of got to a conclusion of what was possible with the interaction as a person to a sample, to a composition, a physical composition, and then the model about what the sample was and how the sample interacted technically inside a composition. That you have to show. Yeah.
Allebei?
Yeah. This is kind of hard material. It's really different material. Heb je die gehad, Marino?
Ik kan wel zien.
Oh ja, mooi. Yeah. Then you can give it to them. This is kind of difficult material. We talked about this with Hans and with Lou as well. And what it is exactly is that we figured that a sample, which you see in the center, is it possible to see it as well? Yeah, okay. The sample which you see in the middle of the first model, you see that the sample has a possible interaction with a filter, which could change the sound, and a filter could change the sample as well. A sample could change another sample, and these could interact with each other as well. And those changed samples and filter samples could interact with each other as well. And this could be outside of an entire composition. This could be somewhere in the open place. Yeah, but it could also be that all these sounds are collected inside a collector, which you see on the left side, which you see there, the collector, and then you could figure that a filter could be set over a collector, or a sample could be set over a collector, which would change the entire set of samples inside this collector, which is then physically inside a machine, which you could figure by then. So this we thought was the interaction of the samples, and we spoke with this with the Klankspeeltuin as well, with the Nook, and we tried to put down the machines they had at devices they had at the Klankspeeltuin. We tried to put them into that model, and then we tried our own concepts into that model to see where we were and where they were. We didn't say we don't want to go the way they went, but we wanted to check just where we were, and then also for a way of discussing it with the Klankspeeltuin as well. We also did this with the interaction of you with the sample. You could actually see the second model as a static and dynamic way of handling your sample. On the top you see the sample in a static place, and then you can think that somebody could bring a filter to the sample, or could bring a sample to the sample, or could have a distance to the sample, and so on and so on and so on. But it's all in an interaction with a static sample, which is fixed in one place. You could see this as a piano. The distance from you to the piano matters if it plays or doesn't. Then we have the second one, and the second one is if the sample is dynamic. If you have the sample, then if somebody comes towards you with a filter, or if you come towards a filter, that makes a change. Or if you come towards the sample, or if somebody comes towards you. So then the way of handling the sample in a composition is different. Instead of that the sample is in a fixed place, you can handle the sample by then. What we did next is see where we were, where they were. It's very clearly that we had a broader arrangements. I think that's because of the brainstorm we had, and it was really out of the box and really thinking in new ways of making a composition, as was the idea of this project. And after this, we made a design ratio. It's we looked at what we had, our demands and wishes, and then let it loose on our concepts or 4 concept directions. We also, with this, to be honest, we thought with our hearts as well. We really felt for some concepts, but it was different as well because we really liked all 4 of our concepts. So then we erased 3 of our concepts and we continued with the entire board because we felt that it had the most potential of all. It had the biggest biggest area of possibilities for working as a concept. What we did then is we...
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
So you chose one?
Yeah.
Yes, one concept direction.
Yeah.
And which one?
The board.
B.
B.
Concept B.
Exactly. The idea that you have a box, and in this box you can put all different kinds of things. Exactly. So convergeren and divergeren. I don't know how to say it in English. Sorry. We converged and diverged. Yeah, diverge. Yeah. First we thought of everything that was possible with our concepts, and then chose several possibilities. You don't see it here, sorry for the photo quality, but we selected all kinds of different things. We make up, do you want to have a screen on the wall, do you want to have a screen on the floor, do you want a screen on the table, and so on and so on and so on. What kind of interaction do you want to have? This way, or that way. So we made an entire field of what we wanted and then chose several of these. We did this because we wanted to get our hands on really quick. So we wanted to have expert feedback. We decided on several experts. We wanted a marketing expert, a techno expert, a social cultural expert. We wanted somebody who really know about children. Yeah, so how they would interact with a machine as this. And we also wanted somebody really to help us in doing our user research as well. Sorry? Yeah, thank you very much. And of course graphical, because when making the interface we want to have a good interface as well. A clear one, obvious one. So we talked with several experts for this already, and with the help of them we started out with the first concept of what our scenario would be, and this slowly evolved into a more graphical one, and this more graphical one evolved into a more detailed graphical one. After speaking with 2 clients, and with 2 experts, and after speaking with 3 experts, it shrinked again, and it became a smaller. Yeah. It became a smaller. Alright, I will now explain our storyboard. The idea is that you have a screen, then you have...
Wil je dat even vasthouden?
Yeah, shall I? Thank you very much. The idea is that you have a screen, and then you have your collector's object, and then you can put in a sound, as you see here. And then we made something very clear. On the first level, we first want to see if it is fun to turn off sounds and turn on sounds and try to make a composition as this. We also figured about the 7 to 11 year range we have during our project, because for 7 years old it's far more fun to make chaos than and they don't really have the urge to really try to compose something which is good. Yeah, they want their freedom. So we tried to make an environment in which you could really experiment with sound and really get their hands on, really making music. And then we say that on level 2 you can hear divide your screen into a pitch, a length, and a volume. You can see the length of your sound sample on the screen. You can see that as the actual length of the sound sample, and you can see the height